5 o'clock.
All right, good evening, everyone. How y'all doing out there today? So, today, catch my breath because I had to walk up them stairs with a heavy case. Um, we did a bioscan today. Bioscan is what we call biofeedback technology. When you use biofeedback technology, you're able to ascertain what's going on in your body, in your cells, at that smaller cellular level. And that's what we want to know, because whatever's going on in the cells is affecting the tissue. What's affecting the tissue affects the organs. Whatever affects the organs causes a lot of alarms to go off. Well, you know what I mean by alarms? They call signs and symptoms. So when you treat signs, woo! She done blinded me with the light. At least you can see my good side now. So when you treat the body signs and symptoms, but you don't treat the root cause continue to progress. If it progresses, then of course it gets worse, which means you still have to deal with the signs and symptoms. So yeah, medication has a way of giving you some type of relief, but the medication in and of itself is a chemical. The body, if it doesn't recognize chemicals, then it can't assimilate it. It can't process it, can't eliminate it, so it stores it. Well, what do your body store waste? It stores it in fat tissue. So the weight gain that you're experiencing is nothing but stored waste due to the fact that your body is processing more chemicals than it is whole foods. Your body recognizes whole foods, so therefore it can process it, it can assimilate it, it can eliminate it, and it won't store it. It utilizes it. So when you do a scan, it helps you to identify what's going on in your gastrointestinal tract. Is it blocked? Are you dealing with mucus? Are you dealing with parasites? Also in your liver. If your liver is clogged, a lot of women who deal with fibroids, the common denominator is a clogged liver or a fatty liver. If you've ever dealt with fibroids, you have a compromised liver. Reason being is because the liver goes through a two-part process of breaking down that estrogen. When the liver becomes fatty, it has a problem breaking down the estrogen. And so now your body has to encapsulate this excessive estrogen in the form of a fibroid. What I've experienced is that anytime I take anyone through a cleanse, a woman, of course, and we clean out the liver, then it begins the process of shrinking the fibroids. That's one culprit. High blood pressure. I can give you medicine to manipulate your blood pressure. But if you don't treat the underlying cause of the blood pressure, then once again, you're just taking more chemicals, which has to be what? Processed in the liver. So now the liver gets worse. What I'm saying is that the system we were all born into, believe it or not, is kind of an illogical and irrational system. But unfortunately, we were born into it, so we can't see outside of it yet to see how illogical it is. So once you detach from the crisis care system and you start doing more holistic stuff, then you start to see the system for what it is, a system that's kind of outdated right about now. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any doctors out there on this, but I'm just telling people the truth. Unfortunately, the first leading cause of death in America is heart disease. We have family members or we've known somebody who dealt with heart disease. The second is cancer. We know how that goes. Cancer, relative, friends, family. The third we're not too familiar with. The third leading cause of death in America is medical error and medical treatment. We lose over 250,000 people a year, 250,000 a year consistently to medical error and medical treatment. Unfortunately, it's not going to be televised. It's not going to be broadcast on the news. You're not going to hear about that because unfortunately, the people who control the pharmaceutical industry also control the healthcare and medical industry. So they're only going to show you what they want you to know and tell you what they want you to know. So when you go back to the roots of your health, you got to go back to the whole food And yeah, there's a lot of you out there that eat meat. I used to eat meat. I'm a vegan now. So, of course, I stopped eating meat back in 2004. Why? Because when I took a trip to Israel, Israel, the Holy Land. And believe it or not, I have received instructions from on high to come back and help the communities of America to start to live as the community that I experienced in Israel. In Israel, I spent 2 weeks with a Black community. Nobody ate meat, not the children, not the elders, nobody. But what I realized in that community is I didn't hear about death for decades. Didn't hear about diabetes, heart disease. You didn't hear about cancer. You didn't hear about any of that stuff. That was my revelation. That was what God wanted me to see so that I can take that vision back to America and start working on the Inglewood community, start working on the South Shore community, start working on all these communities, the South suburbs, the West suburbs, because we all need it. We're all dealing with the same issues as we were born into a lie. And unfortunately, it's hard to see past that lie. It's like trying to explain water to a fish. You were born into this system, so therefore it's a party. It's not until you become separated and sanctified onto God until you can look back at it and realize, wow, that's highly illogical and that's unrational. Why did we even follow that system? Well, unfortunately, now things are changing. I'm joining up with these wonderful people here at Wakana. I see a big old light over there. And our goal is to assist you in one, reversing your biological age, restoring balance, hormonal and everything else, spiritual, and also to remove mental, emotional, physical toxins from your body that's hindering you from achieving your perfect health. You can get back to good health. You can get back to your prime. That prime is where you were when you're in your 20s. And most of you know where you were. Where were you in your 20s? How much did you weigh before the kids? You can get back to all of that. Don't think that stuff is gone. It's not gone. You just have to figure out how to get back there. And so one of the programs I coined is age reversal. So literally it's about reversing your biological age. Who thought that was possible? But let me say this, because this is important. I want to do this while I got a few minutes to talk to you guys. I want to disconnect you from chronological time and connect you to biological time. We never knew we had two ages. We have a chronological age and a biological age. We only knew chronological time, which was predicated on what? The earth rotating around the sun. How long does that take? 365 days. So depending on when you came into this earth realm, every 12 months, you're going to say to yourself, what? I'm a year older. Now, how many times have you told yourself that you're older? Whatever your age is now, that's how many times you've told your body that it's older. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. So the more you speak it, the more your body's going to process it. So you wonder why we age the way we do is because we keep saying it. And obviously, it's always mind over matter. So whatever your mind believes, the body is going to follow. Your age is not predicated on chronological time. Your age, your true age, is based upon the condition of your body. And every 10 to 15 years, your body remakes itself. You get a brand new body every 10 to 15 years. Did you know that? Every 10 to 15 years, you get a brand new body. So if you don't like the body you have, you can turn it in and get you a new one. But obviously, it requires a little work. You just can't take the body off and go hang it up. But what you can do is, by the power of intention, start to decide that you want to get as close to your biological age as possible. What do I mean? You can never biologically be older than 10 or 15 years. It's impossible. You can never be older than 10 or 15 because the cells are constantly replicating. You don't have the same body you had 20 years ago. That's a whole different body because you have all new cells in your body. Well, why do we age the way we do? Well, we talked about it. It's because you believe in aging the way we see it. But what happens if every 10 years, instead of getting a weaker body, you get a stronger body. In order to do that, you have to flush the toxins out of your system, because the cells are immortal, but the environment is dangerous. Whatever the cells are in, the environment, if it's toxic, then yes, it's going to kill the cells, and it's going to destroy the tissue, and it's going to malfunction your organ. But when you start to clean your system out, which is not a habit we're used to doing, some people do clean out or cleanse every year, but I recommend at least twice a year in the first 2 years until you get back to your ideal weight. Only you know where your weight used to be before the children, before the weight gain, before all that stuff. I'm 52. I run college track and field. I also run master's track and field. And I run college time. So I'm winning my races, even though I'm a little bit older than my competitors. My competitors are 30 years younger, but it doesn't matter because I'm no longer connected to chronological time. I'm connected to biological time. So even though chronologically I'm older than my competitors, biologically we're still on the same playing field. When I register for that race, they don't ask me how old I am. They just ask me how fast am I running. If my times are matching the times of my competitors, then they put me in that heat. And if I win that heat, they're not gonna say, hey, how old are you? I'm like, well, I'm not a junior, not a freshman, not a sophomore. I might be a senior, but that ain't the senior they looking at. They're not looking at, senior as an old, they like senior in college. Well, I just put senior on that, so that way they need something to show. But anyway, so the bottom line is, if you're ready to take your health to the next level, you have to be willing to sacrifice some things. Your success is going to be in direct proportion to what you're willing to sacrifice. And nothing right now is more important than having long life, good health, and having clarity. Because you don't know what it's like to lose your memory, to lose your mind, to go into have dementia. I don't think that's a great place to be. And one of the first places that deal with degeneration is the brain. So when we do the scan, we're able to identify all the things that leads to degeneration and death in the body. So if you're ever in Chicago, come check us out. We'll do the scan over here at the Wakana building. And it's no rush, whenever you're in town or you're coming through, look for the scan until we can get it out into where you live in your prospective city. Ultimately, we want to have hundreds of scans throughout the country so people can now start to really know where they're at in the disease progression. Don't wait until the crisis show up, because that's what we're conditioned to do. We're all conditioned to wait on a crisis. Did you know that? We're all conditioned to wait on a crisis. That means we go back and forth to the hospital. We get a clean bill of health and we think everything's okay. But all of a sudden, a year later, we find out there's a mass in our breast, a mass in our liver, a mass in our kidney. Like, well, wait a minute. I've been coming back and forth for 5 years. How come you didn't see that a year ago? Let me tell you why. Because their equipment is calibrated at trauma level. They're not looking for things in the early stages. They prefer to have it in the late stages. And that's what we call crisis care. Their goal is to manage your crisis and treat the condition you have while you have it. Not to remove it, not to eradicate it, but only to treat it. When you go holistic, the goal is always going to be to remove it permanently, eradicate it, so that it will never come back. So I challenge all you guys to, revisit your diet, revisit your health, stick with us as long as you can, and become perfect healthy. Get back to your youth. All right. And it was wonderful talking to you guys. I look forward to talking to you again. If you have any questions, tell her if you need to see me or talk to me about anything, she can give you my information, Melissa. If you're dealing with any type of serious condition, or anyone dealing with a serious condition, don't just rely upon the healthcare system as we know it, because unfortunately it's barbaric, especially when it comes to heart disease or cancer, diabetes. They want to crack you open, but there's a much better way to do it. You can go holistic and you can eradicate any condition in the body without opening up, without breaking the integrity. That's what we desire. So, You guys have a blessed evening. May the Lord God bless you and keep you, cause his light to shine upon you, be gracious to you, show you favor, and grant you everlasting peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Good stuff. Appreciate it. So awesome.
Thank you.
Wasn't this awesome, guys? Oh my goodness. So we are here in Chicago, and it's always something exciting happening at the corporate office. And we have Eric, and Sharon is here too. So say hi, Sharon. She is amazing. That's his other half, and she has done some amazing things with us as well. What I want to do real quick, since we've had a chance to hear from Dr. Prince, we're going to share our screen and kind of just summarize some of the things you've just heard, okay? So one moment, let's share the screen here. Okay, there we go. I think you can now see my screen. And they're just super excited, Dr. Prince. So thank you so much. They're saying how excited they are. They've even opened up their microphone so they can say, hey. I see Gigi sitting there just smiling ear to ear.
Yes, I'm excited about it.
You're excited, right? Yes.
Right.
Awesome.
If you have any questions, I didn't want to just run off, like drop the mic from off.
Oh, I know, right? So what I'll do is all the questions, we're going to kick this off officially for November 1st. So we'll partner up and we'll do a live Zoom together. Okay. So compile your questions, guys, because he's so gracious with his time. They're off to an event, but that's the dedication where he wants to take us to that next level. We love that dedication. Thank you.
Whatever questions they thought there were no answers to that the doctors never answered, tell them to list those on it. There's an answer to every question.
An answer to every question. He says, even the question you might have heard from your doctor, there's no answer, or they can't even help you with that. Those hard questions, he has the answers, and I love it. I love it. All right. I feel empowered. Yes, thank you guys, right? We are empowered. I mean, isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness, guys. So we had a chance to get our scans done. You're going to want to make sure that you get yours done as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the flat belly lifestyle. And again, Eric Prince, he's actually one of the physicians that's going to be working closely with us. He's a naturopath and just doing some exciting things. I know you guys are all on the line right now because you want to hear about this whole 2.0, right? We did flat belly lifestyle. Now it's 2.0 because we're taking it to the next level. And I know everyone wants to take it to the next level. And so here's a question. What are the two things that everyone in the world is consumed with multiple times a day? I want you to think about this for a second. What do we think about day in, day out, several times a day? What is it that we're thinking about, right? What are we thinking about? We're thinking about hunger and thirst, okay? We're thinking about food, okay? Some of you probably are on this line right now thinking about having dinner. Maybe you missed dinner. But our hunger and our thirst, it really drives so much of our behavior, okay? And so when you really start to think about that, in the United States alone, we are spending $2 trillion annually on eating, on drinking, and even on our supplements, okay? And when you think about the fact that now we look at our healthcare, so if we're spending all this money on food, on our drinking and supplements, obviously we should be in good shape, right? No, in the United States, we're spending $2.5 trillion annually on healthcare, okay? And when you think about countries like Japan, they actually spend more money on food, but because they're buying high quality food, they spend dramatically less on their healthcare, okay? So we really got to purchase quality food. Now, Eric touched on this, and it's really good to really see the statistics right in front of you. He talked about, some of the leading causes of death, okay? And so when we think about what people are suffering from, so these aren't the death statistics, they're just what people suffer from. So in the United States, these are considered the big four. We have heart disease, we have cancer, we have diabetes, we have obesity, okay? And these numbers are in millions, which means over 75, 80 million people are suffering right now with heart disease. It is the leading killer here in the United States. When we think about heart disease, that will be the disease that most of our loved ones will die from. And for 25% of the people, do you know that their first symptom is death? So we want to protect our heart. We want to guard our heart. And one of the exciting things about the scan that Dr. Eric Prince does, it really analyzes and detects stuff that even modern medicine doesn't detect, Because what he said is, he said they're trying to not prevent it, they just want to manage crisis. He said, so they're monitoring it when the cells are already dividing at hundreds of millions. But the technology that comes from Asia, holistic medicine, they actually want to prevent it. So they're testing your cells at 1 to 10. So think about that. When you have one cell division or 10 cells being divided compared to hundreds of millions, how much further ahead is that? So we can actually look into heart disease years before it really manifests. And so that's why we're excited about having the opportunity to get you in front of this scan so that you can really help avoid, reverse, okay, some of the things that we're dealing with. Cancer, okay, affects so many people here in the United States. Diabetes and obesity. Now, so I want you to look at these numbers really close, because when I pull up the next chart, it's really going to blow your mind, because you look at cancer and you look at heart disease and you just think, wow, there's not as many people suffering with cancer as it is heart disease, okay? But then when you look at the death rates, okay, we're going to look at the death rates. It's pretty disturbing. Just as many people almost are dying from cancer, which means we want to do what? We want to absolutely do whatever we can to avoid cancer. When you think about that aspect, that it's dramatically more lethal, okay? And so we have heart disease, we have cancer, we have diabetes, we have obesity. And so these are in hundreds of thousands as it relates to death rates. And so we have about 600,000 people dying every year from heart disease, another 597,000 people dying every year from cancer. We have people dying from diabetes, obesity. And here's the one thing that Dr. Eric Prince showed me today. He says, these are diseases that are preventable. They're avoidable. He says, we can die peacefully, into the night. We don't have to suffer, from all these chronic conditions. And so wouldn't it be great, where we can get ahead of this? So that next year, some of the people that may have been on that list, they're not on that list because they're learning ways they can actually avoid it through diet and lifestyle, okay? And when you think about belly fat, okay, belly fat increases risk factors for almost every single disease. When he was talking about Alzheimer's, dementia, do you know that belly fat even increases your risk factor for dementia and Alzheimer's? Women, let's look at this statistic, because when we think about breast cancer, when you think about the leading cause of cancer in the United States for women, we get hit with breast cancer, okay? And women in the US are 20 times more likely than women in Kenya to develop breast cancer. Why is that? It's because of our diet and lifestyle. And so we want to start looking at ways we can actually avoid certain things. And when we think about pain, 9 out of 10 of our older adults are suffering from pain on a daily basis. I want you to think about that for a second. Pain can be debilitating. And just to have to endure it on a daily basis, it's something we also want to address. And obviously, with our product line, we address pain. We address that through our CBD, but it's also good to look at your diet and your lifestyle. In fact, when you think about the United States, we think about all the money that we have in this country, how it's considered technologically one of the most advanced, societies in the world. But when we think about life expectancy, we rank 37th, which means there are third world countries outliving us, okay? And so we've also got to pay attention to that. And so what are some of the reasons why we're dealing with this crisis of health issues, right? We know that food that heals, when we think about foods that heal, equal very low profit margins. And so businesses, they're not in the business of just trying to make you healthy, right? They're in the business of making profits. And so they want to look at foods that have long shelf lives, okay? And so foods that heal equal very low profit margins. But when we look at the foods that kill us, when we think about the processed foods and the fact that some of these foods have shelf lives for years and years, right? These are foods that have very high profit margins. And so it's oftentimes in the business best interest financially, right? They want to try to keep people becoming consumers. And so what do? They put sugar. They put things that are highly addictive. And so all of a sudden we have this food addiction where we're eating these highly processed foods that are highly addictive. And the big businesses are cashing in on our pain. They are cashing in on our pain and our suffering, okay? And so we are super excited to bring you the flat belly lifestyle. Okay, this is a preview call tonight. In fact, we had Dr. Prince just come on for a second to say hello, to share some of his amazing philosophies, but this is just a preview call because we actually kicked this off on November the 1st. And so as Dr. Prince said, you want to start with a detox. And so we want to have this opportunity to share with you just a little bit about what we're doing so that you can go ahead and get your products. You can go ahead and get ready and join us next week as we launch our brand new Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. And in this, guess what we do? We want to provide to you just all the details you need. So everything from a grocery list to meal planning to delicious recipes to an ebook, we give it all to you because we don't want you to have to guess at how to get your health back in order. But we also bring products because it's important that we detox. It's important that we address our health at a cellular level. And so we have amazing supplements that we've added to this program so that we can accelerate our results. Now, when he talked about detoxing and how important it is to detox, you know, our way of detoxing is what we call our bitters. Many of you have had a chance to enjoy these bitters, but we put you on a 4-day detox so that you can really help supercharge your cells. Once you've made your bitters, you're going to use, water. In fact, warm water, make 32 ounces, and you can have, either 8 ounces a day, or you can divide it up 4 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces in the evening. Really, you're going to find the rhythm and the pattern that works for you. But once you've completed the bitters, you're going to notice that a lot of those toxins are going to start to leave. A lot of the issues we're dealing with, okay? You're going to notice the body's going to start to get, better as we're losing toxins, we're losing waste, we're removing all of those harmful things that we want to get out of our bellies, okay? We want to get out of our body. But once we finish our detox, we jump into our daily regimen. And what is our daily regimen? It includes some delicious tasting coffee. In fact, we call that our flat belly brew. And it also includes our yummy gummies, okay? These gummies are absolutely extraordinary. And so for those of you who want to just join us with our flat belly lifestyle, we're going to provide to you some of the similar things we did through our last challenge. But in this conversation today, we're going to talk about going to the next level. So we're going to give you options, okay? We're going to give you options. We also want you to join our Facebook group. We have our facebook.com/groups/flat belly lifestyle. Make sure you join the group for support, for coaching, for all the things that you're going to need to really equip yourself to get ready for this next challenge. I want to share with you some of the success stories before we go into our 2.0. We want to see some of the results that happen, and we are so proud. I mean, losing almost 24 pounds, okay? Tamika Hughes Hunt, you are absolutely incredible, and we are just so proud of you. In fact, she won a trip for 2 to Jamaica because we are just so proud of her results. We also had Mary Graham. I mean, you can just see the inches that poured off of her. I mean, she lost some incredible pounds. I believe about 14, 15 pounds she lost through the period of August the 7th and October the 6th. And then Olympia, wow, look at her results as well. In fact, she didn't even enter the contest. She just shared with us that she was on the products. She posted that on Facebook. And so we're just sharing you some of all the excitement that happened through our very last challenge, okay? And so again, today you can make the decision that you're going to stay in phase 1. And phase 1 is the current plan that we've just completed, where we had so much success, over 1,500 people in our group. We had hundreds of people join us on the challenge, and we've given out cash and prizes. In fact, I know Gia Bankhead, okay, we actually had those pictures displayed last week. We showed her finishing 3rd, collecting $500 in cash and prizes. So it was exciting getting through our very first challenge. That's our second challenge, okay, and that's called phase 1. But for those of you who are ready, you've heard Eric Prince, and now you're wondering, well, what is all of this about with, going vegan? What does that mean? We're calling that 2.0, okay? 2.0, because as Eric said, he says your chronological age is the number of years you've been alive, but your biological age is based on a number of factors, including diet, lifestyle, exercise, and even your chromosomes, okay? And so you can actually control your biological age. In fact, when he talked about the fact that age 52, he's competing and racing and winning on the college level, on the collegiate level, against 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. I mean, that's unheard of. But that's because his biological age is actually much, much younger than his chronological age. And so I pulled up a few examples of really what that means, biological versus chronological. If you look at these two ladies, they're the exact same age. In fact, Ernestine Shepherd is now 84 years old. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the oldest female bodybuilder in the world, okay? And look at that. You know, when this picture was taken, she was 80, and this lady's 80. So again, we can look at two different people, and yeah, chronologically, they've been on this earth the same amount of time, but biologically, they're much different. And so the question becomes, which side of the picture do you want to be on, okay? Do you want to have a chronological age that actually makes you appear to where, wow, they would never guess your age, okay? Because biologically, you're so much younger. And so again, this is another example. Here's another picture of Ernestine Shepherd, who literally is sitting, or we're putting a side by side with another lady. They're the exact same age, but again, biologically, a lot different. Here's a picture of a guy. These are two guys, right? Exact same age, but different choices, okay? And so we want to start looking at what do we need to do differently to take our health to that next level, right? And so here's the good news. Here's the good news. No matter how old you are, no matter how many things you put in your body over the years and the damage that you might have caused, here's the good news. You know, Eric is here to bring good news. We are here to bring good news that it only takes simple dietary changes and adopting lifestyle alterations, including improved sleep schedules, taking your probiotics, you know, exercising, right? All of these can help reduce signs of biological aging by 3 years in just 8 weeks. And that's the part that blew me away. I mean, wouldn't we all want to feel and be biologically 3 years younger in just 8 weeks? I mean, would you be willing, right, to come with us? If you can reverse 3 years right now and do it in just 8 weeks. So if you can do that in 8 weeks, imagine what you can do in a year. Imagine what you can do in 2 years. And so that's what the Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0 is all about. It's about not just getting the belly flat, but it's about reversing our biological age. It's about age reversal. It's about making our mental capacities sharper. It's about whatever the doctor might have told us. And he said, hey, there's nothing they can do. Well, guess what? We know that the true healing has always been in the plants and herbs of the land. And so what we've done is we've divided this up into 3 phases, okay? Phase 1 is where we're in our current flat belly lifestyle. We call that our plant focused, okay? So over the next few weeks, if you just want to stay plant focused, which means you're doing the normal flat belly lifestyle, but you're going to put more plants on your plate. Perhaps you're going to have wild caught fish. You're going to have maybe chicken that's pasture raised, right? That's going to be your choice, because we're going to give you the option of staying in phase 1. But for those of you who really start to understand the power of living food, the power of raw food, the power of steamed vegetables, the power of smoothies and fruit juices and vegetable juices that are really designed for maximum healing, we're going to go into phase 2. We're going to go into plant-based, where we're removing the meat, we're removing the dairy. But you're going to have a choice, because we believe that we have to empower you so that you can start at where you're at. See, you're not here in Chicago, so you've not yet had a scan. It may take you getting that scan for you to say, hey, I'm going plant-based, right? Because until he can show you what's happening in those cells that you may have never even known, oh my goodness, it's going to make you think a lot different. But then for those who might be in need of intensive repair, perhaps you've already been on multiple medications and have different modalities that you're dealing with. You might want to even take it to phase 3, which is plant-based and our intensive detox. See, with every phase, there's going to be a detox, because we know that you got to detox. But in phase 3, that's really designed for that person that knows right now, you're literally in those days where you just don't know, right, what's going on from day to day. Perhaps you've had some bad news from the doctor. Perhaps they've told you that what you're dealing with, there's nothing that they can do, right? So we're excited about phase 3 because it's really a way for everyone to realize that as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you have ears that you're hearing right now, my voice, guess what? There's hope that tomorrow you can be better and you can absolutely reverse that biological age, okay? And so that's what the 3 phases are all about. And we've detailed this out in the brand new ebook that actually launches on November 1st. So stay tuned because I can't wait. It's going to be so many techniques and secrets. In fact, here are some of Dr. Eric's top picks. One of the things he suggests is for those who might really be going through something serious, raw food, right? You really need raw food for maximum healing, okay? Raw food for maximum healing. For those who have your raw food, he says on the weekends, those steamed vegetables. Number 3 is the raw nutritional juices. Then he talks about non-GMO, making sure you're buying organic. And number 5, plant-based meats, okay? And so if you really are looking at changing your lifestyle, perhaps you're wanting to know, well, what are some of the things you're going to reveal in this brand new book? Well, those are 5 of the areas that we're going to focus in on. You're going to be able to look at different grocery lists depending on which phase you're in and take your health and your life to that next level. And hopefully you're all ready to go with us to that next level. And so I'm going to give you some more examples because, again, every day we can make a decision, right? Like he says, we can accept that we're getting older, or we can say, no, every day we're getting better. Every day our cells are getting younger. We know that biologically, guess what? We can absolutely go right back into our 20s and 30s biologically. We know chronologically your age is your age, okay? But biologically, guess what? We can absolutely get it done. And so I want you to meet Annette Larkins. Can you imagine this lady is 76 years old, and guess what she says her secret is? She says no animals, no meat, no dairy, just raw fruits and veggies, a gallon of pure water a day with an hour of exercise. And she's able to live a young, vital life. Because again, sometimes we think of, hey, as we're getting older, there's challenges, but we say, let the later be thy greater, okay? Let's go ahead and reverse those biological years. And then this is a lady here in Chicago. This is Karen Cabrice. I've actually been to her restaurants. I've been to her shop, and she's now 74 years old. And what I love about her is her story is all of her family died at young ages. She never thought she would make it past 46 years old because chronic disease ran in her family. So she was not given the best, start in life, and just knew she would probably pass, probably before she hit 50. But here she is now in her mid 70s and living such a vital, healthy, vibrant life. And we all can have that power to do that. And that's why we're so excited to bring to you our Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. So that's been our sneak preview for today. Hopefully you guys are super excited about joining us when we actually launch this. In fact, next Sunday at 5 p.m., that's October 31st, we wanted to let you get in a day early since it officially starts on November 1st. What you can do now is you can go get your coffee, you can get your bitters, you can go and get, your gummies, all the things that you need. And so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to just go around and let those of you who are on the line who've had a chance to experience our first Flat Belly Lifestyle, and maybe you've had some success, maybe you've had even some struggles, just share with the audience how it's been for you and whatever is on your mind and heart to share today. And so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of open up the mic and let you guys unmute yourself and just share what is on your heart to share today.
Hello, Melissa. This is Margaret Dorsey. How are you?
Hey, Margaret Dorsey. I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Doing well. I just had a question. This is so exciting. Is there a fee for the scan? And do you have to make an appointment for it?
Yes. And so we actually, there is a fee that he charges for his services, but we're working out right now like a discounted rate so that anybody in Wakana will have a special discount. So yeah. But what you're going to find with that scan is very minimal. I mean, I honestly thought it would be a lot of money, and I was so surprised. I mean, we're talking about, less than a couple $100. But that includes, all the coaching and the nutritional regimen and everything in that. So it's really amazing. So I would encourage you guys to get it. And next Sunday, we actually will point you how you can make an appointment, because they're doing them here at our office. In fact, today he was here doing scans all day. So and next Sunday, I believe we open it up to the world. So to all of our Wakanda Nation. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Hi, Melissa.
Mary.
Hey, Phyllis. Yes.
Hey there. I'm excited, Melissa, because I did the Bitters Challenge, and I just did it, but then I did the Flat Belly Challenge, and I got results. And what I found for myself is taking those increments, the bitters, then going to the flat belly, getting results, then getting the scan, knowing how much we want to do for the world, and Wakanda, knowing that you can't do anything in the world without your health, just made me and my other half. Can you imagine? He wanted to be totally go on this journey too for the next 21 days. Well, I think, again, the little baby steps that we took leading up from bitters to flat belly to now what we're going to start on next Sunday. I'm excited about what it's going to look like. I'm excited about how I'm going to feel. And I just I'm praying that, hey, it's going to be all right, because I want to be healthy more than anything. And so I took the scan. The scan is excellent, and I really am excited because what I knew already is what he told me I needed to get better at. So I'm ready.
Awesome. That is exciting, Phyllis. Let's go to the next level. So,
Hi, Melissa.
Yes.
This is Anita. I'm sorry I was a little bit late getting on. We were on another call, so I missed a little bit of what you were talking about, the doctor and the scan. But my question was, will this be another contest? Are you doing the trip again?
Yes, we're doing it. Well, stay tuned, guys. Next Sunday is when we roll it all out completely. But yes, there's another big prize we're giving away. So you're going to really be motivated, not only for your own health, but yes, there's some more money. There's more products. There's more things that you can actually earn as well. But yeah, so the doctor was here to really share the scan and really just talk about this age reversal processes and this journey we're going to go on together. And so you're going to be excited about it, Anita, because it's kind of like this. We kind of know sometimes if you're feeling tired or, but a lot of times you just don't know exactly what's going on in your body. And what I love about it, it really gives you a chance to really have a blueprint and keep score. Because right now, if your health is failing, there's no number the doctor gives you. They don't say, oh, well, you're at a 20, you're at a 30, whatever. They just tell you, oh, take this medication. But I love the fact that we have now a system where we can come and then you can see the improvements. Because what happens is once you take the great products that we talk about, once you start incorporating your new nutritional regimen, in 3 weeks, you take the scan again, and guess what we're able to see? We're able to see that you're actually getting younger and younger and younger. So that's what I love about it. It's not just knowing where your numbers are, but it's being able to measure your progress every few weeks, because you join our coaching program and you're able to come in, get those updates. And don't worry if you live out of state. There's some on the line consultations right now that he started putting together, and we're going to have it where certain people can get certified through Wakanda, and now you might actually have a coaching area in Dallas or Houston, so that we can all work together as a family in different parts of the country.
Well, Melissa, this is Gigi, and I just want to let you know, and the rest of you guys know, I am totally excited about this program, because I truly believe in it. And I do remember the time that I was just completely vegan. And even with my husband and him having some sickness during that time, he was able to conquer the sickness through such a program that Dr. Prince is putting together. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the Wakanda products. I know with the flat belly coffee, once I start using the recipe that's in the book, it's been blasting, the fat on my body where I'm able to show more, of my muscle mass, which that's what I work for. I work for the strength and the muscle mass, for my body, because your body needs to stay strong in order for you to, stand upright and still be able to lift things. So I'm totally excited. I'm excited about the fact that the gummies even cut my appetite. Okay. Now I've been weak on drinking a gallon of water. Okay. But that's coming, and I'm taking it to the next level, and I'm challenging all the rest of us to take it to the next level, to find out, where we want to be at for his fitness. Of course, you guys know I've been fighting the age thing, pretty much for a long time. And with Dr. Prince coming on, hey, it's game over. It's game over. So I'm challenging everybody, hey, to get on board and let's do this challenge, on whatever level you want to do it at. But guess what? We not only do it for ourselves, but we got to do it for our family, and we got to do it for our community. So, hey, let's go. I challenge all of you guys. Let's take it to the next level.
Yes. Let's do it, y'all. Let's take it to the next level.
Hey, Melissa, this is Erica. I can share.
Hey, Erica.
Hey, so I am so super excited about this. I am ready. I'm ready. And it's going to be funny. And I know my mom is on here, so she usually doesn't say anything. But my dad has been vegan since I was 17 years old. When I graduated from high school, he decided that he wasn't going to eat meat. Well, he wasn't eating meat. He was only eating seafood. But after that point, he was vegan. But we have harassed my dad for years. Oh, Johnny, shut up. Like we just tried to quiet him because he was trying to educate us, but we didn't see it as education. Right. And so I've been hearing about this. I go to their house and be like, oh, I don't want that macaroni and cheese from that vegan cheese. I want real macaroni and cheese. Right. That kind of stuff. So I have grown so much in my 52 years that I'm accepting that I need to change things. Right. So it's really resonated with me. One of the things that Dr. Prince, right? Yeah. Dr. Prince said that I've never been accepting of what they told me about my MS diagnosis. I was diagnosed in 1998, and they wanted me to go on medications. And I said, I'm not putting those medications in my body. So I stopped seeing traditional doctors because every time I went, they would harass me about taking the medications, right? And when I look at it, I feel like I do much better than most of the people that I know with MS, not to shame or not to tell anybody differently. Don't stop taking your meds because I said it, but that's how I feel. And that's what's worked for me. So I'm really excited. I can come to Chicago soon. I don't know how cold it is there, but I'm ready to come and do that body scan because I'm ready. Like I'm just being very intentional about changing my diet. I'm 1 pound away from the 160s. I'm trying to get to that 160 mark. But I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So let's do it. I'm like Gigi, let's do it. Let's make it happen. We're living legacies here. Let's make it happen. So thank you.
Love it, Erica. That is awesome. Let's do it, guys. You guys hear that? I mean, let's come to Chicago if we have to, right? So we're going to give you all the details and get you all booked. Yes, I would love to see you all again.
Hey, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Oh.
Michelle,
how are you?
Doing great.
I am, as you see, I am out walking. I walk every morning from 6 to 7 with my sister here in the country. And I rebound with Dr. Ross, 8:30 to 9 every day, Monday through Saturday. I have lost 2 dress sizes. I am so excited. The Bitters Challenge was a little challenging, but I made it through it. The flat belly was even more of a challenge, but I loved it. And I tell you, I appreciate Gigi because she would go to the store with me and help me figure out what I need to buy. The last time I was in Fort Worth last week, I was able to do it by myself because I had learned some things. So I'm excited. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm up to it. I'm all about health as well. You know, I want to make sure I stay around a long time. I'm gonna live till I'm at least 100, and I'm gonna be in good shape, in good health, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm excited about the challenge.
That is awesome, and great job with all you're doing too. I love the walking, the rebounding. I tell you what, you and Erica are both an inspiration to us. Gigi, all y'all are amazing. Okay. Nice.
Hi, Melissa. This is Mary Graham.
Oh my goodness, one of our finalists. Good to have you on the line, dear. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I will just say this, that I am super excited about the 2.0. I am looking forward to moving it to the next level. I did the bitters challenge, and I'll be honest, I wasn't really dedicated to the bitters challenge. It was a bit to stomach, but I did it. And then when the flat belly challenge came around, I said, okay, you know what, game on, I need to do this. And so I will tell you that along with following the principles of the challenge, and the recipes are so amazing. I was a little skeptical. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like, these substitutes that are in place for the pancakes and, for the syrup and things like that. And I was so surprised that I actually liked it. I enjoyed the food, and it made it a lot easier for me to make it through the challenge. And so I stuck with it, and I was hustling. I mean, walking, 10,000 plus steps a day, and then working out with Coach Ernestine Davis during the week and on the weekends, and just committed myself to it. And so my next goal is to, get out of the 130s. Because I'm a small frame, so I'm really short. People are probably saying, get out of the 130s. Oh my goodness. But when you stand, you're shorter than 5 feet, then you'll understand. But I'm super excited about this next challenge. And I plan to have my pictures up again with the difference, and there's going to be a transformation. So thank you so much for this opportunity. So super excited, and I will be down for a scan.
Wow. Awesome, Mary. And oh my goodness, your dedication was just evident in your pictures, and you just competed so well. And we are so proud of you. Hopefully you guys saw her pictures. I mean, she was the one where I had the 3 pictures side by side. I mean, it was just amazing. It was mind blowing. So thank you, Mary. Awesome job. Good stuff, guys.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, is that Beatrice?
It is.
Woo. Look at you. And I can see the weight off you too, girl. Look at you.
Hey.
Your face and everything.
Oh, and I'm not done yet.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm not sure if I'm going to level up to the 2.0. I'm going to take my time, like Mary with the bitters challenge. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't follow instructions. I didn't do what I was supposed to. So from the bitters challenge to the flat belly challenge, I only lost 6 pounds. I did the right thing come 1 August. And from 1 August to 10 October, I lost 13 pounds. Shorter period, doing the right thing, shorter period of time, and I lost it. I felt good. I'm in a pair of jeans that I haven't been in a long time with room. I got room.
Look at you showing off, okay?
Hey, don't even try it, China doll. So I am ready for the next challenge. My ideal weight is 145, so I have 10 pounds to go. Or less than 10, about 9 pounds.
You go, girl. You rock. That is awesome. That's so inspiring. You hear that? I mean, that is just next level, guys. So, hey, that's the great thing about this, guys. We give you 3 phases. You get to pick phase 1, 2, 3. It's your choice. We want you to develop a lifestyle that works for you. That's what makes this fun. You can get your family involved. No one ever has to feel like they're dieting. You never have to feel like you're being deprived. But when you're ready to go to the next level, let us know, because then we're going to plant-based. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anybody else, guys? I mean, this has been an awesome night. I love hearing all of your stories and testimonials. Anyone else? If that's it, guys, we know what to do. Go get your products for one, so that we can make sure you guys are ready, because November 1st it starts, okay? And next week you want to tune in, okay? Come to flatbellylifestyle.com to tune in, because we're going to let you know what the next huge prizes are going to be for the top 3 finishers. So Mary Graham, I know you're going to be entering again. Beatrice, I know you entered. So everybody enter. Send your before and afters in, and we'll give you all the details next Sunday. So thank you all. Have an awesome night. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, Melissa.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Melissa.
Let's level up. Let's level up.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, everybody.
See you guys. See you, Ma. There's Marion. How you doing?
Good night.
Good night, all.
Yes,
night.
good
Thank
night.
you.
Yes. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you all.